What's going on, everyone? Welcome back, and in today's video I wanted to talk about some things that we're probably going to see from GFUEL this year. I didn't make a video like this last year. I wish I did, because some of the things that I kind of predicted at the end of the year on stream ended up becoming true, and I was gutted that I didn't make a video about it. Before we get into it though, I usually put this at the end of the video. I'm going to put it at the beginning. If you want to watch me play games live, if you want a game with me, make sure you give me a follow on Twitch. The link is down in the description. Make sure you join the Discord as well. And if you want to see more videos like this, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I do GFUEL reviews, and if you want to see more videos like this one, I love making videos where I just talk about GFUEL. While I talk about all of this, while I discuss this video, I'm going to be drinking a rainbow sherbet. I've already had a little bit of it already. I'm probably going to end up reviewing this because it's actually a pretty good flavour, and the review that I done was so long ago I can't even remember what kind of review I gave it, but it's a very good flavour. Alright, let's get into it. Let's start with probably why you clicked on this video. It was in the thumbnail. Signings. I think GFUEL are going to sign TimTheTatman. And the reason I think that they're going to sign them is GFUEL went on a big spree of signing people with millions and millions, billions and billions of followers. And people like Summit1G, XQC, Nick Merckx, I'm probably missing a couple. There's loads of other people that ended up getting flavours. Tim, like Summit, used to be with Monster. So they've got plenty of experience working with energy drink companies. Summit and Tim were both with Monster. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if Monster just cut the funding to the content creators or what happened, but when Summit had his little misdemeanor on stream and Monster dropped him, GFUEL picked him up like that. Now, I would be surprised if someone from GFUEL hasn't already approached him. I know that he's with a food sponsor. He's with, I think it's Chipotle. As far as I can see from his YouTube page, he doesn't have an energy drink sponsor at the minute, so I kind of think that this year might be a good year for GFUEL to pick up TimTheTatman. As I said, he's worked with energy drink companies in the past. I'm a big fan of Tim. I've been watching him for a couple of years now. He has a massive following, similar to Nick Merckx's MFam, of people who discovered him on Twitch. He's recently moved to YouTube, and his community have followed him there, and I think that I think that Tim would be a really good signing for GFUEL. And on top of that, Nick and Tim have this amazing chemistry together, where if the two of them were at an event for GFUEL, it would just be, I think it would be great for the brand. I think because of the jokes back and forward between Nick, Tim, Dr. Disrespect, I think the name of Tim's flavour would probably be pretty funny. I think if they do pick up someone like Tim this year, I don't think we're going to see a flavour from him this year. We might get an announcement, but I don't think the flavour would come out this year. It might be similar to Summit1G, where they picked him up last April and the flavour didn't come out for a whole, I want to say, was it a year and a half? I think GFUEL were with Summit for a year and a half before his flavour came out, so if they pick up Tim this year, don't think we'll see the flavour, but the signing would be pretty cool anyway. Moving on to flavours that I think we're going to see this year. The first one that I'm going to start off with, also in the thumbnail, I think Shock is going to get a flavour this year. I think it's finally going to happen. For me, it's very strange that Shock doesn't have his own flavour yet, considering, one, how long he's been with the brand, two, how clearly dedicated he is to it, and also the size of his following. I know that GFUEL, as a company, need to think about people who, if they work together and collaborate with and make a flavour, they need to make sure that that flavour is going to sell. Shock has a massive following, and there's been content creators with smaller followings who have been given flavours, and Shock hasn't yet. GFUEL promote him quite often, so I think that if something isn't already in the works, something might start very soon, and we might get an announcement this year. I'm not sure what the kind of whole process is in terms of collaborating with a content creator and conceptualizing a flavour, to then making it, to then testing it, to then designing the tub. I don't know how long that whole process takes. I would imagine it's somewhere around a year, so I think if they announce something soon, if something isn't already in the works, we might get an announcement soon, and we could potentially even see the flavour by the end of the year. I know that Shock on social media has always hinted that if he got his own flavour, it would be mango based. I think mango is a fantastic flavour. As far as I know, we only have Wampa fruit, which isn't even technically mango, but it is, and we have Scorpion Sting, which, if I remember correctly, is getting vaulted, so it could be that in the future the only mango flavour that we have is Wampa fruit. If Shock got his own mango flavour, I think that'd be pretty cool. I think he definitely deserves it. I love his videos. I think he represents GFUEL and everything that they stand for, and I think that they need to give him a flavour. It's well overdue. So on top of Shock's flavour, the next flavour that I think we're going to see this year is another lemonade infused flavour. Now, as far as I know, every year since GFUEL has been a thing, apart from maybe one, we have had a lemonade infused flavour. Now, we had lemonade to start off with, we have hype sauce, we have shiny splash. I'm going to include yuzu slash, even though yuzu's not technically a lemon, it's very similar. And then more recently, we had the Spider-Man flavour, the radioactive lemonade, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm going to get my hands on a tub of it. And the lemonade flavours have been proven to be extremely popular. They're not my absolute favorites. I absolutely love Hype Sauce. Shiny Splash is really good, and Yuzu Slash is also a very good flavor. I think that this year we're probably going to see another lemonade one. Something that I would personally like to see, it might not make a whole lot of sense, but I would like to see melon lemonade. Phase 51 is rapidly becoming one of my favorite flavors, and I think if they combined that with lemonade, it would make a very, very good flavor. They would need to balance out the sourness and the sweetness, but I think that would be great. Alternatively, if we don't see something like that, I think we could potentially maybe get something like maybe a cherry lemonade. I might actually mix that and try it. Mix some clickbait with some, where is it? Some Yuzu Slash. I would like to see a flavor like that. I think it sounds quite nice, but either or, depending on what they mix it with, I think we're going to see a new lemonade infused flavor in 2022. Next up, last flavor that I think we're going to see this year, I think we're going to get a whole lot of flavors. Last year we had almost 2 flavors a month. I think that this year they're probably going to continue that trend. These are just some of the ideas that I have. I think we're going to finally, in my opinion, get a raspberry only flavor. Now, in the last few years, we've had Hype Sauce, which is raspberry lemonade. So you've got the raspberry mixed with the lemonade. You have the blue raspberry from the Tetramino box, which isn't exactly the same. And then more recently, we have had Summit, which is raspberry creamsicle or creamy raspberry or whatever you want to call it. But we don't have a raspberry fruit flavor on its own, and I think that'd be great. I don't know why that's not a flavor. There's a bunch of fruits that don't really have their own flavor, I suppose, and to me it doesn't make sense. I think raspberry only would be fantastic. They could collaborate with a content creator. It doesn't have to be called raspberry. It could be something to do with their community or their username. But I think personally, I love Hype Sauce. I love the lemonade that's in it. I love the raspberry. I think if you took the lemonade out and just had raspberry on its own, I think that would make a great flavor. I think that's something that hopefully they look into. I mentioned that in the Summit review. I just think that would it would kind of complete the lineup. There's a couple other flavors, like strawberry doesn't have its own flavor. Apart from in the Tetramino box, I'm not a huge fan of strawberry, so I'm not really that bothered. There's the strawberry slushy, not tried it, don't know if there's anything else combined in there. Might get my hands on a sample just to see, but as I said, I'm not a huge fan of strawberry, and I kind of hope that they make raspberry a permanent flavor. Same with the Tetramino one. The blue raspberry from the Tetramino box was really nice. It isn't the exact same as the raspberry in Hype Sauce, obviously, because it's blue raspberry, but I think that would still make a good flavor as well. So far, I think we're going to see a huge sign-in. Hopefully, in my opinion, I think it might be TimTheTatman. I would like it to be TimTheTatman. I think Shock's going to get his own flavor. I think we're going to see a lemonade infused flavor, and I think we're also hopefully going to see a raspberry flavor on its own. The next thing I wanted to talk about in the video is something which is seriously benefits people in the UK, definitely me, and also people in Europe and probably further afield as well. And I think that is the European warehouse. I think the reason, or I know the reason, that we haven't had an announcement on it, or the fact that it hasn't opened so far, is because of COVID. And I don't like using COVID as an excuse for everything, because we're starting to figure out how to work around it. But what keeps happening is these new variations come out. We have COVID, then we had whatever the first one was, then we had Delta, now we have Omicron. I think that these constant new variants and the constant lockdowns that come with it, I think that's what is delaying this EU warehouse. I think if COVID hadn't ever been a thing, I genuinely think we probably would have seen the European warehouse opened probably the tail, maybe the middle to the end of last year. And I think everyone in Europe and the UK and further abroad, maybe even I have people in the YouTube comments saying in Australia that they're shipping, they pay like $30 in shipping, which is insane. I think that if the European warehouse had opened last year, we would probably be having a much cheaper time for delivery, but a much better time as well. Like I said, like everyone in the world, I wish COVID wasn't a thing, because it stopped so many things, but I genuinely believe that's the reason that the EU warehouse hasn't opened yet. And I think hopefully that this year, if they manage to find a way to work around it, we know that the warehouse is going to be in Belgium. Hopefully if they can find a way to work with the Belgian government, maybe that's the reason they can't get staff from America over to Belgium to work on the warehouse, I don't know. Hopefully they can find a way around it, and that we could maybe see the European warehouse open probably towards the end of this year. I think if it was going to open soon, we would know about it. And leading into my next point from the European warehouse is the can situation. Now, we had an email, if I can find it, I'll show it on screen, but I might have deleted it. We had an email a while ago, and I'm pretty sure it was a poll, and it asked us, as G Fuel consumers, which would we prefer in the cans? I can't really remember it. In fact, you know what? I'm going to find it. Okay, it turns out I posted it on my Twitter, and it came from an email. I remember a screenshot, and it said, the results are in. We asked how much caffeine you want in a G Fuel can. Here are the top 3 answers. 1, the current 300 milligrams of caffeine is just right. 2, 150 milligrams of caffeine. 3, 100 milligrams of caffeine or less. So obviously what we can see from that is that most people don't want the cans touched. They want the cans to say 300 milligrams of caffeine, which I can understand. I wouldn't want it changed either. But what's really interesting in that is the fact that they asked us in the first place. I think this year the cans are gonna, whether it comes through the European warehouse or not, whether it goes to stores, I think we're probably gonna see cans definitely in the UK. Almost certainly in Europe. I don't know what the European laws are, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to reformulate the G Fuel cans to 150 milligrams and start selling them in British stores, because the 150 milligrams is in line with other energy drinks which are already for sale in places like Asda, Tesco, Morrison's, all the big UK supermarkets. And the fact that they asked us in the first place means they're thinking about it. We also have a tweet from Cliff. I'm gonna get this up on screen as well so I can read it and not get it wrong. I retweeted it. The tweet that we have is from Cliff, the CEO of G Fuel, saying, "Only Roman Atwood could have something this epic. Shout out to Chloe Donald for flying in from Scotland." Nice little shout out to Scotland there, just for this photo. And it's a photo that Chloe posted of Roman, the G Fuel fridges in Roman's house. He has a lot of G Fuel. Now, the interesting part about this is someone replied saying, "The things I would do to have G Fuel cans here in the UK." Me too. And Cliff replied saying, "Patience, young Jedi." I like the Star Wars reference. Now, what I think this means is that we're gonna get cans in the UK. Unfortunately, I can't confirm it for the EU, but from the looks of that tweet, it looks like we're gonna be getting cans into the UK. I'm guessing they're gonna be reformulated into the 150 milligram, which for me, I don't care really about the amount of caffeine. I just want the carbonated drink. That's what I'm wanting. And I think the fact that Cliff tweeted that on the 28th of December just passed, I can't see him tweeting something like that and us not seen it this year. That's over a year is a long time away when something is being hinted at like that. I don't know, maybe I'm just clutching at straws here, but I think that cans in the UK, whether they are available to buy from the American G Fuel website, whether we have a Europe website or a Europe warehouse set up, or whether they're in Europe supermarkets or UK supermarkets, I think that someone living in the UK will this year be able to go out and buy a G Fuel can, and I'll finally be able to do reviews. I have waited so long. I think the ready to drink cans have been available for about 2 years in America, and I have wanted one forever. And that is it for this video. I didn't want to put a whole lot. I could talk for forever and ever. Like I said, if you want to talk about G Fuel, join my Twitch chat, give me a follow, the link is in the description. I could make this video so long, but they're the main things that I wanted to put in this year. I think a bunch of other things are going to happen. I think this is going to be G Fuel's biggest year yet. Every year G Fuel just keep getting bigger and bigger, and I think that this year is going to be no exception. Let me know down in the comments if you think I'm right. Let me know what you think's going to happen. If there's something that I've missed that you want to get in the comments, you know, get in early. We'll check again at the end of the year just to see how accurate we all were. And if you think I'm wrong, if you don't think they're going to sign Tim, tell me who you think they're going to sign. If you don't think we're going to see a raspberry flavour, tell me what flavour you think we're going to see. But either way, thank you for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.